This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and this is Success Mentorship class number 344. Wow. Our topic for today is, are you a time master? Are you a time master? Now, this is part of a two-part series we're doing on time mastery. Today, we're going to talk about what it means to be a time master. And then next Saturday, we're going to talk about the steps you can take to become a time master. So as we are at the final quarter of this year, this message is extremely relevant to your performance and to the way that you end this year to make it this year your year for outrageous success. You know, our teachings are, of course, based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And we have so many goodies on our website, herbertharris.com. And also, a lot of you have been reaching out now to do book success consultations. They're complimentary. And so go to herbertharris.com, www.herbertharris.com, to book your success consultation. So before we get started, let's do our meditation to get us in the proper framework, the proper vibration to take us on this journey of time mastery. Let's close our outer eyes. Let's open our inner eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. And in this space of peace and relaxation, we are at peace with ourselves. I am at peace with myself. Let us affirm that together. I am at peace with myself. Just let that peace sink in. And in this state of peace and relaxation, our minds are open, receptive, and ready to learn. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Let us affirm that together. My mind is open, receptive, and ready to learn. Take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. All right. Today's message, number 344 of the Success Mentorship classes, is really one that is designed to help you get the maximum benefit from these next 3 months as we close out the year. Our topic is, are you a time master? And that's a question that I'm asking you, and you ask yourself, am I a time master? There's a beautiful quote, and it says this: time is God's gift to man, to mine. What you do with time is your gift to God. All of us have the same 24 hours in the day, but yet some of us seem to get more done than others. I like to give someone asked, what is your definition of time? And the more that I study and the more that I learn about quantum dynamics, by the way, in college, my major was physics, and I was one of those people that wanted to figure out why and how everything worked in the universe. I studied the special and general theories of relativity extensively because I always had that question, what is time? And after many years, it became very simple. Time is the infinity of possibilities for expression and manifestation. I'll say that again. Time is the infinity of possibilities for expression and manifestation. So time might be looked at as like a very fertile garden, the most fertile earth on the planet, just waiting there for something to be planted. So time is this this infinite possibilities just waiting for something to happen. And that thing that happens is consciousness. Consciousness of awareness and consciousness of manifestation. But let us stay on track, really, to how do we become a time master and how do we master time so that time will do what we need it to do to help us be the person we want to become and do the things we want to do. As this last quarter of the year approaches, 3 months left, I think most of us would like to get the most out of these 3 months. And the question in our minds is, what is the best use of my time right now over these next 3 months as I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? When we look at it from this perspective, we say time now is that one thing that we all have. You and I, each of us has the same number of seconds in a minute, the same number of minutes in an hour, the same number of hours in a day. Some of us spend time in productive endeavors, getting things done, chasing our dreams, and others spend time in unproductive, trivial endeavors. So this idea of time is very powerful because time is really about choice. So if time is this infinite sea of possibilities, we activate time by the choices we make. And then the choices we make is based on our level of consciousness. There's that scripture that says, when I was a child, I thought as a child and acted as a child. But now that I am grown, I put away childish things. And so this process of living is a process of evolution and constantly learning about yourself and what you have to do and what your capabilities and potential can be. So as we approach the end of this year, many of us, can feel sort of overwhelmed. You have work, you have social life, you have personal life, you have stuff going on in your life. And so it's very easy to get a little frustrated. But there are always those special people who seem to glide effortless through their days, who seem to always achieve more in the same 24 hours that you have, that I have. And you have to ask, what is their secret? What is the secret to productivity? What is this thing that certain people are able to do that we don't seem to be able to do? How is it that they always get the things done that they desire to get done, and we always end up having more tasks left at the end of the day? When we look at this idea of time management, time mastery is beyond managing time. See, managing time is more like a to-do list. Let me lay out the things I have to do. But time mastery is a mindset. It's a mindset where you understand the value of time and how to control it. So it's not just a list of things to do, it's a list of important things to do and to do in the most efficient way. A time master is very deliberate and constant in the choices they make. They are able to manage their time, manage their lives so that at the end of the day, they get everything done. And so that's really where we are right now. As we move into this last quarter, what do we have to do to be able to operate efficiently and effectively to get the things done that we need to get done? that we want to do to become the person we want to be, to do the things we want to do, to have the things we want to have. So what are the keys to being this idea of being a time master? Number one, a time master has to have goals. In other words, if you have no goals, time doesn't matter. If you look at if life is we live our life, we have our existence on the river of time. And if we have no destination, then the boat that is our life just floats along. And there are a lot of people, I guarantee that each and every one of you who are listening on Zoom, on Facebook, on Instagram, I guarantee that each and every one of you, and let's make it each and every one of us at some time or another has been, I'll just say, lost on the river of time, just floating. No engine, no desire, no destination. And so if you're going to be a time master, you have to have goals. And we call them, we say SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic based on where you are, cover a certain time period. And so at this point right here, with the 3 months left in the year, if you have no goals, nothing you want to be, do, or have, then stop and write some goals. Get our book, read chapter 3 on the law of vision to help you write your goals. I think most of us up this time of morning have some goals. Most of us, you don't generally get up in the morning to listen to a message and not know why you're up there. You're here because you want to do better. You want to be better. You want to have more. You want to experience more. Scripture says, where there's no vision, the people perish. When you think about that, just analyze that. Where there's no vision, the people perish. So when we look at the context of time mastery, if you have no goals, you perish. That means that the river of time just takes you along wherever it wants you to go. We just had a hurricane. The river was very violent. It was very choppy, the waters. And so if you're a boat on a river that's choppy, where there's a hurricane, and you have no destination, then wherever that river takes you, it can smash you against the rocks. It does whatever it wants you to do. And so, number one, you have to have SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic based on where you are, cover a certain time period. So when we complete this today, if you don't have that, do it. Write them down. Step 2, as a time master, you must understand the power of priority. You see, priority is really about choices. So a time master doesn't just work hard. A time master works smart by focusing on what truly matters. We talk a lot about people who spend time in trivial, unproductive activities. What you do in the time allotted is your choice. But then based on the choices, you get results in accord with the choices you make about how to use the time that God has given you. And so a time master focuses on important tasks. They understand the difference between urgent and important. A time master focuses on long-term value over short-term distractions. So when you have a goal, when you have a vision, now you have a standard by which to prioritize your time. So as you go through your day over these next 3 months, you say to yourself, what is the best use of my time right now when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? And then act accordingly. That's called prioritizing. There's something called the time matrix. Some people call it the Eisenhower time matrix, but it basically breaks things down into 4 categories. And it's a matrix that has important, not important, urgent, not urgent. And so some people spend their time doing things that are not important and not urgent. I think many of the young people call it chilling. In other words, they are doing absolutely nothing. It's not important, it's not urgent, it's just wasting your time. Then you have people who function in the realm of doing stuff that's not important but urgent. So whenever you find yourself confronted with stuff that's not important but urgent, it's generally somebody else's crisis. You know, one of the things about being a time master is to not let other people pull you off your track based on their lack of planning and lack of purpose. And so, not important but urgent, that's all other people's problems. Then you have that other that's important, important, and urgent. And those are generally your own problems. When you have procrastinated handling certain things to the point where now it's urgent that you take action and that the action is critical. It's like if you don't pay your light bill, I don't care how important this conversation is. You could have a meeting of the most powerful people in the planet plan for your house, and right there at 4 p.m. when everybody arrives, the lights go off because you did not pay your light bill. And that fourth quadrant, though, is the one where you want to operate. And this is the one that's called where you do stuff that is important, but not urgent. Important, but not urgent. Joyce always talks about IPAs, income producing activities. Well, when you do stuff that's important, but not urgent, you look at what I call RPAs, results producing activities. So that second key to being a time master is to understand the power of prioritizing and then prioritize every activity, every commitment that you make for the use of your time and attention is for something important. Number 3, you've got to be disciplined. To be a time master requires discipline in scheduling the use of your time. If you're not disciplined, then things can distract you. Time masters create schedules. Anything that is not scheduled will probably not get done. You know, the Muslims pray 5 times a day, but they pray at certain times. And so when you have, for example, we'll often talk about every success book tells you to read your goals over 3 times a day. But I guarantee you, if you don't schedule the times when you're going to read them, it will not get done. And so this idea of being self-disciplined and schedules, a time master, creates schedules that reflects your priorities. So you only do what's important. And this way, whenever distractions arise, even if you get sidetracked for a moment, you can get right back on track. You know, on that boat that is your life, there may be somebody over there struggling, a ship that's lost power, and you're going along on your journey to your destination. And compassion says there's a person in trouble. You divert, you go away, you save them, but then you get right back on track. So I'm not saying that being a time master makes you have a lack of compassion, but it's that you always have a frame of reference of what's important to you. Number 4, do it now. A time master always does it now. You see, a part of time mastery is recognizing the pitfalls of procrastination and then dealing with it. We say procrastination is the thief of dreams. Procrastination is the thief of money. You know, for example, when you have to buy an airline ticket somewhere, you know you got to be there in 6 months. It's on your calendar. Well, if you buy it 6 months in advance, I guarantee you'll pay a lot less than if you buy it 2 weeks in advance. And so this idea of understanding the perils of procrastination and how procrastination can steal your dreams means that as a time master, you always do it now. You always head off procrastination. Procrastination is so often tied with excuses. I'll do it later because I want to do something else now. Oh, I'm tired. I'll get it done in the morning. A time master understands that procrastination creates stress, creates anxiety. A time master says this: whatever the least exciting thing you have to do, whatever the thing that you really, really don't want to do at a particular time, do it first. You know, there's that call that you don't want to make. Man, I don't want to call. I don't want to call this person. I know in college, the call I hated was the call when you had to call home for money. Because my mother was a person that you could not get the money without a lecture. Okay. I know you all have parents like that they're going to give you that lecture. And so very often, I don't want to hear that lecture, and I would not call home. But if I did that first, I could have gotten it out of the way and saved the whole day of anxiety. Number 5, you have to be able to delegate. I know that's one of my personal challenges, is to be able to delegate better. You know, when you're surrounded by capable people who know what they're doing, it's important to be able to delegate so that can then free up your time. Your your the most efficient use of your time may not being a task that you're not an expert at. And so if there's somebody around who's an expert at that task, let them do it. In addition to that, though, time masters are not afraid to say no. See, people will steal your time. Time masters have the ability to say no to anything that does not align with their priorities. I mean, people can come to you and need things and want things and all this, but if it does not align with your priorities, once again, I'm saying don't be cold hearted, but understand that many times other people's crises, well, many of other people's crises are of their own doing, and you can be helpful, but don't become a crutch. Many, many of us as parents, spend so much time trying to make our children's lives better and easier than ours was. But at some point, you realize that the challenges and the difficulty you had would have helped you build muscles, would have helped you be strong and be able to resist some of the temptations of life. So be able to say no is outright. It does not align with what I have to do. I love you very much, but I can't do it. Number 6, I'm going to call it the Joyce rule. Focus on results, not time spent. Don't confuse activity with results. Some people say, well, I worked on this thing for 10 hours. Yeah, that's because you were working inefficiently. If you were working efficiently, you could have gotten it done in half the time. Don't fall into that trap of being busy but not productive. Many times people equate busyness with productivity. No, no, no. You see, when you're a time master and you understand your priorities, then you know that just being busy is not it. It is what did you get done? Maximize your efficiency so you can get more done in the same amount of time. Or even better, get more done in less time. Of all the keys, this idea of focusing on results ties in with that time question. What is the best use of my time right now to get the results that are congruent with my goals, my vision, and my purpose? When we can ask ourselves those questions and then act accordingly, nothing is impossible. And then finally, number 7 is to get better, to improve. One of my power affirmations says, every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. We don't start out as time masters. Most of us start out pretty much without an efficient time operation system. Let's just say our daily method of operation is not necessarily time efficient. We pick up bad habits from our parents. If we had parents who are always late, we tend to be always late. You know, if we had parents who made excuses, we tend to make excuses. But the idea of life, the power of life is that you always have the possibility, the capability to change. And so commit to refining your time management systems. Assess what's working and what's not. Somebody says the key to success is to try and try again. No, the key to success again is to analyze and then try again. Analyze and improve the process and then try again. If you find something's taking too long, then find ways to streamline it. If you find that something is not happening, if you're laying out too many things during the day and you're not getting them done, then how do you either free up more time? I call it the Herman rule. So you got the Joyce rule, which is the results producing activities, and then you got the Herman rule, which is expand your time by getting up out of the bed earlier. When Herman was writing his book, he said, I'm working full time. I got a family. I got a whole life. Where am I going to find time to write this book? And that's a great excuse to not write. Man, I just don't have the time. I work 8 hours a day. I got the blah. I need 8 hours sleep. Guess what? You don't. So Herman's solution was to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I know right now the path I'm on, my trajectory, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. From 5 to 6 is my reading time, because I found that with all the stuff I'm doing during the day, the one thing that was suffering was my reading. And if you're not reading every day, you're not learning every day, and chances are you're not growing every day. So this number 7, this idea of constantly getting better, improving your process over time is what makes you get better. So let us recap now, because I wanted to go through this today. I know we had a lot of points I wanted to cover, because this idea of being a time master, that once you master it, it's like at in the Six Sigma training, once you become a black belt, you've mastered it. In martial arts, you become a black belt, you've mastered it. That means you understand how it works and how to work it. That's what mastery is, to understand how it works and how to work it to get the desired results. So let's recap. In order to be a time master, you have to have goals, SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, set in advance, realistic based on where you are, cover a certain time period. 2, you must understand the power of priority. so that you constantly ask that question, what is the best use of my time right now? When I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose, when I consider the results I want to experience in my life. Number 3, you must be disciplined. You must be disciplined to the point where you plan it and you manage yourself. You see, self-discipline is that thing that makes you get up at 5 o'clock. Trust me, if you decide to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, nobody's going to wake you up. Nobody's going to call you to wake you up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's a decision you have to make for yourself. So to become self-disciplined so that you can make those choices now that give you the capacity to be most efficient in what you're doing. Do it now. Always be committed. Whatever it is, do it now. There's always something you can do right now that will take you a step closer to your goals. Someone said, well, Doc, I want to get I want to go back to college and get my degree in 2 years. What can I do today? You can go to a catalog. You can go online and look at the colleges that are nearby. You can see how much it costs so you get an idea of what money you need. Do it now. Avoid procrastination at all times. Learn to delegate. Only do those things that you're most efficient at. If you're doing things that you're not proficient at, then find somebody who's better at it and delegate it. Use that power to say no. Don't let people steal your time and your dreams. And then finally, number 6, to always focus on results, to live a results-oriented life. It's always about getting the results that are important to you. I'm going to throw in an aside here. Don't let the results be so focused on material things. Let the results be focused on important things like happiness and joy and contentment. A fool once said, men seek gold. A wise man said, men seek happiness. And then finally, improve your process every day in every way. Get better and better. When you master time, you master your life, and you have the capacity to do, to be, to do, and to have anything you desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Thank you so much for being with us today. Those on Instagram, those on Facebook, our mastermind group, we're going to have our discussion today. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, Dr. Herbert Harris, this was Success Mentorship class number 344, and our topic was, Are You a Time Waster? And it's part 1 of a 2-part series. Be sure to go to our website, herbertharris.com, www.herbertharris.com, and book a complimentary success consultation. Pick up a copy of our book. Look at some of the other powerful tools to help you be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire, always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is. Those on Instagram and Facebook, please like our program and share it and make comments and share how you're using these concepts to transform your life from what it is to exactly what you want it to be.